Headshot. Dead. That was Leon Edwards' line after flatlining Kamaru Usman. But on Saturday, that phrase came back to haunt him, in meme form no less. He humiliated him online. And that's just one of the wild storylines in this week's MMA circus. Title fights are in limbo, retirements are hitting hard, and even Conor McGregor might be trading the octagon for a courtroom. And no, that's not clickbait. Strap in. It's chaos. It's drama. It's MMA. So let's start with the troll of the week. After handing Leon Edwards an L at UFC London, Shavkat Rakhmonov went straight to Instagram. He posted a photo with Edwards' headshot plastered on it, captioned with, "Headshot dead. Y'all don't. Even got guns in London." Yeah, that's cold. Like Dagestani snowstorm cold. And the internet lost its mind. UK fans tried clapping back, but let's be real. Nobody's beating Shavkat at the meme game. The guy fights like a killer and memes like a teenager with unlimited Wi-Fi. But this wasn't just trolling. It was a statement. Shavkat isn't just coming for wins. He's coming for status. Now, let's talk about the next big event. UFC 317. The problem? Nobody knows who's headlining. Magomed Ankalaev doesn't want to wait until October to run it back with Pereira. Meanwhile, Charles Oliveira popped up on Instagram, basically saying, "Forget Ilia, give me Islam." Yep, Oliveira's aiming high. No love for Topuria, just shots fired. And in return, Ilia blasted him on X, called him scared, said he's ducking. Said the Bronx got cooked and is still running. So while the UFC figures out who deserves top billing, these fighters are turning social media into a full-on press conference street fight. Speaking of Topuria, guess who just said Ilia would flatline Justin Gaethje, Jorge Masvidal? In an interview, Gamebred said Ilia hits harder than Islam, harder than Gaethje, harder than anyone at lightweight. And with his technique, he could win the belt and defend it and do some rockstar stuff. That's what Jorge said. But fans? They weren't buying it. The comment section lit up like a Christmas tree in July. One dude wrote, "Big fan of Masvidal, but Gaethje would send Topuria back to Croatia or wherever he's from." Another, "Stop it. Ilia might get flatlined himself. Gotta get past Rafael Fiziev first." Bottom line, Ilia's name is hot right now, but not everyone's buying the hype. Now, here's something you don't see every day. TJ Dillashaw stepping into the mentor role, former champ, lifetime of fight IQ. And now, teaching Arman Tsarukyan how to turn pressure into pure violence. In a training session posted to YouTube, TJ broke down cage control, single-leg transitions, and nasty ground and pound angles. No fluff, just real tricks of the trade. And Arman? He was like a sponge, focused, locked in. Looking like a problem for anyone at lightweight, TJ may be out of the spotlight. But if Tsarukyan keeps this up, we might see that old-school grit fused with new-gen speed, and that's a scary combo. Let's get into the heavyweight headache. John Jones versus Tom Aspinall. It should be the fight of the year. But according to Colby Covington, it's never happening. Colby straight up said John Jones is ducking Aspinall. That Jones is trying to cash out, asking for $40 to $50 million and then retire. Colby's words, "You don't draw money like that, John. You're not Conor." Meanwhile, Aspinall sounds fed up. In his latest interview, he was like, "I'm done talking about John. Nothing's getting signed." So here's the real question. Is John stalling to avoid Aspinall? Or is the UFC just not willing to cough up the cash? Either way, we're watching a GOAT-era fighter fade out in slow motion. Let's switch gears. Because UFC London wasn't all wins and memes. It was painful for one rising star. Paddy Pimblett sat cage-side as two of his closest teammates took brutal losses. First, Nathan Fletcher got handed a controversial split decision, and you could see Paddy shaking his head, stunned. Then it got worse. Molly McCann, his best friend, the meatball, tapped out in round 1, and then she retired. Paddy's post-fight message was raw. "I've been with her from the start. This may be the end of her career, but not our friendship." And then, she hit him with this line, "Haven't done bad for a lesbie working at Subway, have I?" You couldn't script that kind of moment. It was real, and it reminded everyone that behind the gloves, These fighters feel every win and every loss, from emotional to just plain insane. Conor McGregor wants to be president of Ireland, but now he might end up in a cell instead of the Senate. Why? Because of one 5-word post during the Dublin riots. Ireland, we are at war. That post dropped right before chaos broke out. And now, the Director of Public Prosecutions is reviewing whether McGregor incited hatred. If the case sticks, he could face up to 7 years in prison. Conor's camp says he's just speaking out against failed immigration policies. Critics say he poured gasoline on a fire. Either way, the man who ruled 2 divisions might now be battling the Irish justice system. Now let's talk cuts. The UFC just let go of 5 fighters. Some expected, some shocking. Armen Petrosyan, 3 losses in a row, including that weird double back fist KO. Gone, Marcos Rogerio de Lima, suspended for doping after a strong run. Gone, Jaylin Turner, surprise retirement after a string of wars. Ji-Yeon Kim never even got her scheduled fight, cut after rumored contract issues. Montana De La Rosa botched a weight cut and got dropped. It's the brutal side of the sport. One slip, one contract snag, and you're out. No mercy. So there you have it. Meltdowns, legends ducking, and legacies ending. Is Shavkat the next king? Will Ilia silence the haters? And is John Jones actually retiring before facing his biggest test yet? We'll be watching. Make sure you smash that like, subscribe, and sound off in the comments. Who flatlines who? Ilia or Gaethje? Is John ducking or just cashing out? Till next time, stay sharp, stay savage.